Roughly a year and a half ago, I bought this car that's sitting right behind me. It's my 2007 WRX, and since then, from the day that I rolled it in to where it sits now, I have about 200 hours, if not more, into building this car. And when I say building this car, I don't mean just full bolt-ons and go party. I mean, this has a fully built engine that I built right here in this shop. I did a full respray on this car, fixed up the interior, wired everything in, polished everything myself, and I made this car into what it is today. So behind me is my 2007 WRX that is now making roughly 500 horsepower. It is an absolute blast to drive, but there are some things that need to be taken care of that I am just bothered by when I look at it. So let's go ahead and jump into what this car needs to be done. They always say the last 10% takes 90% of the time. We are on the last 10%. So there's a few things that I want to clean up in this engine bay. Some of these fuel lines, I want to get them tucked back away and not make them noticeable anymore. Other than that, everything else is relatively clean. There's a few things that I can clean up that I probably will off camera, but one of the main things that needs to be taken care of that I see all the time on this car that is just such a bother to me. We compare what I'm about to show you to the rest of the car. And I resprayed this entire car in Java Black Pearl, and it is the most beautiful color to ever come from Subaru. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is just a ridiculous color. So when you see this car in the street, you think, wow, that's really nice. But then you take a look at all the little things, like these windshield wiper arms. They are so faded and disgusting, and those need to be redone. So we need to go ahead and powder coat those. So we're gonna rip those off in just a second. And then we need to take care of all of the black plastics on this car, and I'll show you later how we're going to take care of those and make those look brand new. When I say these are crusty, I mean it. Just look at how sun faded those are. Like there's where the bottom of the arm is, which looks good. And it's just sitting in that Florida sun getting caked. So we are going to be powder coating these, but first we need to get these guys in the sandblaster and get them fully stripped down so that we can go ahead and reveal the powder of choice. Alright, so we got everything hung up here. These two windshield wiper arms, we're going to get those powder coated in none other than prismatic powders in blackjack. So this is going to go, once it's sprayed out, 15 minutes, 375 in the oven. I think it's compartmental temperature or whatever, so when the part reaches 375, that's when the 15-minute timer starts, and then we're good to go. I will be spraying it out of none other than the Harbor Freight Special at about 15 PSI. Coming out of that, maybe less, probably 12. And then we're gonna get these guys looking back to better than OEM spec. All right, now we wait. While we wait, we should probably clean up a little bit. The shop is a mess. All right, shop is cleaned up now. We're good to go. I wanted to say, if you guys wanted to get into powder coating, it's relatively cheap to powder coat your own parts at home. Yeah, I'm doing stuff that's a little more expensive, like sandblaster, getting it all prepped that way. But my main tools are a Harbor Freight powder coat gun, which work just fine. You don't need a red line gun unless you're doing 100 different things at once. Just to, if you need to do that many parts at once, a nice gun is gonna go a long way. But you don't need a nice gun to do miscellaneous stuff on just a single project. This oven I got for free from one of my friends. They were moving, they didn't need it anymore. I said, I'll take it off your hands. It is a 220. I wired in that 220 myself, so saved money there. Have a free oven. The Harbor Freight powder coat kit is like $100, and then whatever powder you want off of Prismatic Powders will spray through that gun just fine. And you don't need a massive air compressor like mine. You can do a small pancake air compressor because these don't need a whole lot of pressure to run. They just need to be able to have enough pressure to spray the powder out onto the part. But other than that, you don't need anything else. So if you want to start powder coating stuff at home, I highly suggest you go pick up a bunch of cheap stuff, mess around with it, and you'll figure it out along the way. Now I'm in a position where I could use a red line gun because I have done a ton of different things on this car powder coating wise, but I've never really needed an oven bigger than this unless I'm going to do wheels, which even those wheels might fit in that oven if I tend to do that. I'll probably try it out one day, see if it'll work. Who knows? But I've done so many things that I could benefit from a bigger air compressor and a better sandblaster and a better powder coat gun. But this stuff gets me by. These parts are almost done baking, so let's get them pulled out of the oven. Let's get them cooled down, and let's look at the finished product. Now when I tell you that this is the best OEM replacement color ever, just look at how nice that looks. Just such an OEM flat black. It's not glossy. It has a, I mean, I guess it's satin. It's not flat. It has a tiny bit of shine to it, but it's absolutely beautiful. Now, I have to say, those turned out absolutely phenomenal compared to any of my other powder coat jobs. These are almost completely spotless and perfect quality. So, you remember what they looked like before. They were such an eyesore and sun faded. Now they have fresh powder coat. Everything looks phenomenal. Other than this car being absolutely filthy and it needs to be fully detailed. Before we finish out the night, the last and final thing I want to do to this car is there's a few pieces on here that need to be restored with some Cerakote trim coat. So these are brand new, but I want to get them Cerakoted just so that they have the water resistance of all the other ceramic coat on the car and they don't get stained. Might as well hit them while they're fresh, make them look good. So this one, passenger, and then I want to knock out the driver mirrors, well, the driver mirror and the passenger mirror as well. And that should be some of the final touches on this car, and then we'll let all that dry, and probably next video we can go ahead and detail this thing fully, get it looking great, and stop sandblasting in here. That is the reason this car is absolutely filthy. So if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I pretty much default to Cerakote trim coat. It is the best, and I mean the best, trim restore on the market. And for just about, I think it's like 14 bucks for a box, you can't beat it, man. This stuff works so good every single time, and it's cheap, and it comes in a pack of like 10 or 14 or something like that. So pretty much $1, $2 a packet gets you set perfect. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna wipe all this stuff down, make it perfectly clean for when we go ahead and apply our Cerakote. The mirrors are definitely the trickiest part. There's a lot more intricacies within them, but these are gonna be super simple. Yes, they already look great, but like I said, we wanna hit it with that ceramic property so that it has the hydrophobic qualities of the rest of the car and it doesn't stain. So definitely always wear gloves. This stuff is pretty nasty on the human hands, but it's phenomenal on plastics. Just a very quick, very effective way to restore your plastics, even though these are brand new. Once this dries, it's going to look brand new. So a better example is going to be on this mirror over here, so let's go check it out. So it's pretty faded right now, but let's hit it with some Cerakote. I'm gonna show you just how well this stuff works. Just like that, everything is looking brand new, back to factory spec, like it rolled off the showroom floor. We are probably gonna have to polish this glass. It's looking a little worn out, but we'll see how it looks once we get it washed up. And once this dries, it's just gonna look factory, and it's gonna be protected with the Cerakote and the ceramic coating that's in it, and it's just going to look absolutely phenomenal and be protected from the elements. This is a little dirty right now, but this is trim coated as well, so is that. If you watched my last video, we got most of the trim coating done in the last video, but these were just the final touches that I wanted to get done on this car. The huge thing was those windshield wiper arms. Those were faded and looking absolutely horrible, so I'm glad we were able to get that done right here in this garage and make it perfect. So now this car is pretty much done. It is, for lack of better terms, just waiting on interior and its final tune, and other than that, it is complete. And that leads me into our next project. So I have been neglecting my 6-liter power stroke that's sitting out here. It's pretty dark out right now. Obviously it's nighttime. I can't show you, but there's a lot of rust on this driver door. There is a lot of work that needs to happen with this. My front passenger side caliper is completely locked up, so we're gonna have to do brakes on this car, new caliper, new lines, and just have to get this thing squared away again, because it is, I drive it, but when I do drive it, my front passenger tire and wheel lock up because my caliper keeps seizing, my brakes are dragging, so I gotta redo all that. There's a lot of rust to take care of. There's just so much, and the list goes on and on and on with this truck. So our next massive project is going to be this beautiful 6-liter Power Stroke sitting out here, and we are going to do a full restoration on that truck, make it back to perfect. We're changing the color scheme, we're doing Subaru 2.0 in here. So if you like 6-liter content, make sure to stick around for future videos to check that out. If you like the type of content that you see today, like, comment, subscribe, click all the buttons, turn that thumbs up into a notification bell, whatever you gotta do. So I appreciate all of you guys watching. Thank you guys so much. It means the world to me. I love doing this type of stuff and bringing content to you guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. I appreciate all of you. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.